What is up, guys? This is your boy Superior Simmer, and today I have some more information regarding The Sims. If you guys like news, updates, and discussions, please hit the sub button, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. I also do have an affiliate link with Instant Gaming to bring you guys cheaper games. If you guys click the right side of the screen or the link in the description, you guys will find a bunch of deals on different games. We have adventure games, RPGs, of course simulation. There is a huge selection of games. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so heading on over to Twitter. A few days ago, The Sims Direct posted saying they're going to be releasing a large update fixing 150 plus community reported issues, and they're going to be bringing new free items to The Sims 4. And at first glance, when you read this tweet, you're like, oh my god, like they're going to fix the game for like the 10th time. But it seems like a lot of people are very concerned that these new fixes are going to add more issues to the game, because again, it's no secret that whenever we do get a patch update, it breaks more things that it fixes. And this time, this is 150 fixes, so there might be a high chance that the game is going to break again. I saw this one comment, and I do want to say this. The game is obviously not broken for everybody. There's people who are experiencing very small issues, very minor stuff, and then there's other people who again are running this on a microwave who are experiencing basically Judgment Day on their game. But we cannot ignore our brothers and sisters on console. They don't use mods, and they also experience these issues too. So again, this is a widespread thing. A lot of Sims are experiencing issues with their game. People obviously paid for this game, and given everything that's going on with the buyout, this is not the time to play around with people's games. Like, if you guys are actually going to commit to fixing things, then actually fix it this time, which we know they won't do because they're just incompetent. Okay, they just that's the first time I've ever said that word. They just don't know what they're doing. They clearly don't know what they're doing. Okay, I am tired of this bullshit Avengers team. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when I did that interview with the dude that said don't buy packs for a broken game. I don't know what happened to him. I think EA got him. He did say that the Sims team is made up of paid actors from LA. All right, guys, before the video begins, I was able to get on a call with the leaker himself. This is the dude that's been saying don't buy packs for a broken game. User, I appreciate you taking the time for this call, bro.
Listen, we need to hurry this up. I can only take a few questions, and my DoorDash is coming.
Hey, no worries, bro. I got you. Your voice sounds kind of weird. Are you doing that to conceal your voice?
Yes, I'm doing that to conceal my voice. Hello? Talking about this shit will get me fired. Oh my god, wake up. There is no Sims team. They're paid actors from LA. Superior, they found me, man. They found me.
Wait, what?
Ow, 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 ow. It hurts, it hurts.
Neutralize the target.
Wait, neutralize? What is he talking about? Hello? Hello? Okay. Guys, I think we just lost, yeah, I think, okay. So it kind of makes sense why, it kind of makes sense why, like, sorry. It kind of makes sense why the game is like in the state that it's in. Like, again, they need to get real people, not actors. And of course, guys, I will go over the full fix list, but based off reactions to this, again, people are very fed up. It's kind of obvious. I know I saw this one tweet by a username like Snuggles, and they were mentioning the whole landlord situation with For Rent. I remember when For Rent came out, I remember I was trying to test how to get paid as a landlord. It was just such a bizarre experience. Like, I don't know why I wasn't getting paid as a landlord. And then I did test it recently and did get paid like on a Wednesday. But again, there's still people to this day that are saying they're not getting paid by their tenants. So I don't know, man. Like, again, For Rent was such a really cool concept on paper, but it was just executed poorly, and it just sucks that all these features promised either don't work or just like lackluster. It really is unfortunate. There was another tweet here by Joe who says like they need an actual QA team, because again, this whole situation is ridiculous. Now, what's interesting here talks about the photos turning black in the inventory. I know there was a whole like thing with that, because I remember Little Simsy said like when she loaded in, like, all her photos were like black. That was because of the MCC command center. She didn't have like a old, I think I said she had like an old version of it, but she didn't. She just reinstalled it, and then everything was working fine. So we all summed it up to like it being mods. But then there was a bunch of people saying, hey, I've experienced this issue before. This is not just a mods issue. And then people saying, hey, I'm also experiencing this on console. And at the time, the update was only for PC. So people are like, oh, that doesn't even make any sense. Simmers are just lying at this point because console players don't even have the update. But no, you bozo. It just means that this has been going on for that long. And obviously certain people on console are experiencing this. And again, they try to sum it up to like, oh, you guys are using mods that are conflicting with whatever that's turning your photos black. Now, this issue works a little bit differently because it's when you take a picture with the camera, the photo shows up as black in the inventory. But again, it's all related. So there's obviously something wrong with the photos being black. I don't know. I just didn't like the fact that they try to like make it like, oh, it's just you Simmers using mods. Like, no, bro, it's your game. Like, take some accountability. You know, it's something with the game. Like, this whole black photo thing resurfaces all the time. There's something obviously wrong here. So I don't know at this point. Also, the incest bug apparently is back, or I guess it never left, because a Twitter user named Don G said they promised that the incest bug was fixed when it isn't. It's like, I caught my Sim's husband flirting with his kid. I mean, bro, like, I don't know what to say to that. That's just ridiculous. Okay, reading the blog post, it says that has 150 plus community chosen fixes coming November 4th. So this is the laundry list. So they say Sadi Simmers. Oh shit, sorry guys. I mean, So Simmers. Welcome to the laundry list where we update the community on what's coming next to The Sims 4. So on November 4th, we'll release large updates, fix 150 plus community reported issues, and bring exciting new free items to the base game. This update is part of our ongoing commitment to our community, ensuring the game remains stable, responsive, and enjoyable for players. Since our quality of life roadmap announcement, EA Forums bug pages saw 148% jump in views and 903% surge in votes. This helped us understand what's affecting your game the most and directly shape what we worked on for this update. We'll share more info about the new content soon, and below are some of the 150 plus fixes that will be resolved across the base game and packs. They said Dave and Sims developer Alex will be joining our Discord community on Friday, October 31st to answer questions about these fixes. I can share more about what's coming next, as this isn't a one-time effort. We're committed to addressing community-raised issues consistently, and work is already underway on the next batch of fixes planned for December and beyond. We're continuing to investigate save file issues, find out more from our latest update, and we'll have another update next month. Okay, so the issues that were resolved on number 4. So these are the top 5 most voted fixes. Now keep in mind, the biggest issue people have been talking about is the save corruption. They're still investigating that. Someone did mention that, and they did say that like they're still investigating it, which is very unfortunate. So yeah, these are the top 5 most voted fixes. They said identified and resolved some cases of photos turning black in an inventory when taken with the camera, applies to new saves only. Sabotage interaction is no longer available on objects without completing the deviant's aspiration. When the mixologist is in conversation with NPCs, they'll break out of it if a drink order is queued up and be more responsive. Children should now more clearly inherit some features from their parents. There may still be some variation. A child's nose may be slightly wider than their parents, for example, but you should be able to see the distinct features passed down between generations. If both parents have large ears, the child probably will too. Is your relationship decay after having a baby was too fast and was destroying relationships? Now that's been slowed. Now this is base game fixes. So they said the sit-up milestone now properly unlocks under displays after traveling. Sims won't use their phone when in the water or jogging. Take vacation days only given to the sim if their next shift is within the next 24 hours. This means that some careers often have 1 to 3 days free, so Sims must wait until the last day in order to request that vacation day. When the option is not available, it is now grayed out with a tooltip explaining it's only available 24 hours before the next shift. This has since put books, foods, and drinks into their intended inventories, bookshelf, fridge, respectively, instead of more random inventories like the ICYHS/sticker storage box. Random Sims will no longer enter the home without knocking when using sliding doors. Aspirations no longer default to the first one when looking at or switching to another. They fixed the issue where the infants were being placed near a crib or playmat instead of remaining in it if the player travels to a different lot with the sim and returns. Excessive wants are no longer generated from music when there are other categories of preferences. Mischief interactions between Sims who both like mischief can now properly succeed. It was happening only with Get Famous installed, and that has now been fixed. Dance and stereo music wants now are fulfilled when Sims dance using earbuds. Sims will no longer autonomously perform grab drink interaction with Tea Magic Personal Brewer. Resolved an exception that triggered while putting the baby in the crib, leading to infant resetting and laying on the floor outside of the crib. Infants can now acquire the Little Babbler trait. Energized interactions will appear for Energized Sims on all showers, including locker room showers. Fixing cast apply Mako color swatch selection to be consistent on swapping items with the one that is highlighted. Tattoos are still being worked on to provide the same functionality. Toddlers of 4 or 5 movement skill will no longer walk as if they have lower movement skills while in certain moods. Sims will stop wearing hats while in their nude outfit. When Sim goes to work, all the newborn/infant/toddlers will be sent to daycare. Adoption events and pregnancy events were blocking this and now will be resolved. Nannies, butlers will perform their duties more often and regularly. They will check if they need to perform duties every 30 minutes instead of every 4 hours. Firefighters can fit into unrattable areas to better fight fires. Soulmate is now added when the friendship/romantic track is full. The bug was caused when the friendship value was not updated in the romance relationship and assigned the wrong relationship bit. An existing save Sims can now be soulmates if they lower their friendship/romantic value and raise it again to achieve the soulmate status. Aspiration goals will no longer reset when Sims travel to another lot. You switch to another Sim at home and then perform bring here interaction on the first Sim. Excessive tallies will no longer generate every time the computer is used. We adjusted a filter for style influencers that was generating new Sims if you had not met a style influencer. Moves related to fear will no longer trigger after the fear of dark trait is removed. Fix cases where NPC Sims wear random weather outfits which they don't own. Trash from all inside trash cans will now be emptied and dumped into the outdoor trash can. Maid Sims with the knee trait will no longer get stuck in a grill cleaning loop. As categories excluding tattoos and pets will again show all the content from the subcategories. A previous update was made to the cast menu to support the new tattoo arcs. The change also caused several other categories, causing them to only show on one subcategory at a time, unlike their usual behavior of showing all categories at once. Listen to genre-specific movement wants now are fulfilled when Sims listen to music through earbuds. Sims can only woohoo in the steam rooms that are indoors and not broken. They'll stop unsuccessfully attempting outdoors. Trash will be present in the world and community lots, and trash cans can be properly rummaged. Sims needs should gain more consistently while they're low at work/school while you're playing on a different lot. Complete aspiration with the child sim goal now completes properly in Alien Stole My Parents scenario. So this next one is affecting all multiple packs. So added glass wall pattern styles for Greenhouse Haven Kit and Life and Death glass roofs. Patience and ranch hands will no longer arrive in random hats. Reduce the size of the footprints of the following radios: stereo table, the Grim Phone, Grammy Phone old fashioned music player, Kitty Tunes radio, High Five high fidelity radio, Life's a Ball speaker, and Vintique record player. So nanny/gardeners, ranch hands will no longer return immediately after dismissing or firing them. Cafeteria workers will now show up as expected. Cafeteria workers will now leave as soon as the game loads from save. So this is for expansion packs. We have Corruption Awaits. So adding curtain rods for modular curtains and Corruption Awaits. Skills from Corruption Awaits can no longer be increased in the university, sitting on skill class interaction without the pack installed. Firewash tower structure pillars in the Wanderwoods Wilds will no longer disappear when zooming out using Sims 3 camera. Child Sims legs will no longer show a wrinkled texture when wearing CF bottom _ EP20 flutter skirt. Fixes to getaway outfit selection on controller. Scheduler UI should display correct custom roles outfit multiple times, and games should remain responsive. Getaway Sims will keep performing activities and interactions when running in 3x speed. Fixing an issue where Sims were teleporting and exiting the pool after performing woohoo in water. Camera shake will time properly with the geyser blow. Drowning, meteorite, lightning, cow plant, or freezing deaths will now occur during getaways. Examine interaction will now route fails if butterflies are placed in one of the center slots of the butterfly and moth habitat. Can now gift a friendship bracelet to imaginary friends. So this is for Enchanted by Greed. It said when limit fairies to Innocent Green option is enabled, fairy sims should not autonomously appear in their fairy form in any other world outside of Innocent Green. It said most fairy eye colors are now available for infant, toddler, or child sims. 10 of the 18 overall fairy eyes are now allowed. Connect to power grid interaction is now available on Lightning Root when the plant has bloomed. If Sims is on cooldown from a cured ailment, pixies won't be able to immediately add it back. This is for businesses and more businesses. Sims will no longer reset and trigger a last exception when performing grab food interactions after using Secret Spice perk. Customer Sims more consistently complete their laundry tasks before leaving the lot. Sticky Fingers aspiration. A sim with an old business can now swipe properly at Mischief level 10. This is for Life and Death. This is a return to office interaction is now available on the Reaper when assignments in the Reaper career. Random NPC Sims will no longer replace either. Fixed cases when funeral guests would wear random outfits or work outfits, whichever they had last worn, to the funeral event when no outfit was selected. Sims should now wear more appropriate outfits. Death by pufferfish, death by overheating, and death by freezing death types are now available for child sims and casts. Woo of Grim will no longer get cancelled. This is happening because of an incompatibility with Grim Reaper _ carry scythe. Post Instance notification now fires properly, and players will only see the TNS if essence is actually being added and no essence is already in inventory. Fixed cases where NPC Wailing and NPC Lady Raven Dancer were being selected for the walk by situation and pulled from their duties. All grave and urn options should appear now, display as interaction on urn/tombstone. This is for Love Struck. It says preventing neighborhood stories romance options from happening between incompatible sims. Previously, it was not taking the sims romantic preferences into account. With romance changes, this now verifies the sims are still romantically interested in each other's genders before considering the action to be successful. This is for rent. The rent and bill section will no longer show 0 and the tenants will now be able to pay rent. Changing a penthouse lot type to a residential rental will not result in white screen assets or an infinite loading screen. Tenant agreement remaining lease duration will no longer revert and freeze when sim travels somewhere and then returns to home lot. The kettle and pressure cooker will now cause excessive cases of unpleasant surrounding mood and Sims reactions to smelly food. The pressure cooker now won't automatically decay into the spoiled state, but instead will only start decaying after anything is prepared there and will reset after the object is emptied or cleaned out. Tenant Revolt will not trigger when rental unit events are disabled in game options. Now able to convert residential rental lots to residential lots. When active sim not living in the main unit of the residential rental, tenants on the residential rentals can send items to Plopsy/Trendy. Aspersion goals handle a maintenance event now ticks off after completing the goal. Resolved issues where property owners would fail to inspect or repair broken objects. The Garden Blight event of maintenance troubles lot challenge will now progress as intended. Stoves and ovens can be replaced during the explosive malfunction event on a non-residential rental. Okay, so this is for Horse Ranch. Sims will not receive fizzy buzz from drinking crafted nectar drinks. Ranch hand will no longer stay past 7 p.m. Many goats and sheep will no longer be able to use the gate when it's locked. Now this is for growing together. Sim will no longer stand idle when a child asks for help with bike riding indoors. Sims will no longer receive random milestone moves without achieving the milestone. Daycare milestone will now unlock for toddler and infant Sims away from the lot when they return. Child Sims will not be forced to sit on the edge of the pool when pull out loose tooth or wiggle loose tooth interaction is performed. Child Sims confidence no longer stuck on neutral and will change as expected. Winning the marble game will now add marbles to the Child Sims inventory. Temporary stay guests will now sleep even in sleeping bags. This is for cottage living. It said added a message to help players understand that gnomes have a reason for dropping gifts outside of holidays after Agatha Crumplebottom interacts with them. And eggs will no longer spoil while incubating it to hatch. This is for Snowy Escape. It's literally just one. So Sim no longer gets a board mooler from an outdoorsy lifestyle for being inside when they're actually outside. And then this is for high school years. So a high school official will always be present to give out diplomas to graduating students. Teen graduating early will no longer get the resentful about no prom invite sentiment when the Sim attends or skips. Both Sims need to have not graduated early for the sentiment to show up now. Fixing immortal homeless high school students. Homeless teens in high school weren't aging up. This is particularly noticeable in multi-generational gameplay. Classmates of parents is now a classmate of child. We've added code to check for these Sims and appropriately age them up as you would expect compared to their classmates. Copperdale Llama Sports mascot object now appears in build buy mode. Drama club/scouts will now complete after school tasks in the goal-oriented aspiration. When going to school on a holiday, the proper high school UI shows by default instead of the holiday UI. Fix issues where there would be no pop-up option to join school or send alone when the teen should be going to high school. The science fair judge shows up unexpected and stays for the duration of the science fair festival event. This is for eco lifestyle. It says Sims can travel to a community space that has been updated to a makerspace without experiencing crashes or error codes. Vendors will now be consistently available at stalls or selling tables at the marketplace in Evergreen Harbor. Vendors were not appearing at the market tables after the community lot type change. Sims will make more than just white cakes when food NPC is active, and new save Sims can now sell/own the full wood jacket bike which was discovered from the dumpster. Households that receive a bill with an old value that's positive, a refund can now pay bills, allowing the refund to be processed and the bills to be marked as paid. NAPs no longer show the TNSCs with the option turned off. Moving the recycler/fabricator in build buy mode from the manage row screen will no longer cause a last exception. Incoming phone calls will no longer drop due to off grid when Sims isn't actually off grid. This is for Discovery University. It's just one. They said the added benefits to the Dream Home Decorator career if you've graduated from the fine arts or history programs. This is for Island Living. Adjusted event timing to avoid overlaps, which will allow the turtle hatching event to occur. This is for Get Famous. It says bouncers will arrive as expected to staff VIP exclusive I can't even say exclusivity doors on Studio BPB Lounge in Dusel Valley. Celebrities can now be interacted in a retail store. Active career now properly displays as an active career in the select career UI. This is for seasons. It said admiring ghosts and occult Sims will now count for a holiday spooky spirit. Funny interactions on teen/young adult Sims will now fulfill the good deed badge. Removed in-season tests from the research and involved interactions so they can be interacted with out of season. Father Winter now gives toddlers gifts even if they've not officially met. This is for cats and dogs. They said the Villa Clinic will no longer get stuck on 3-star rating. This is a console specific issue. They said now able to enter dog/cat breeding names for the pets adopted from neighborhood stories. Fix dogs excessively exploring bush and triggering the skunk encounter outcome and becoming dirty as a result. Pets adopted by households from neighborhood stories will properly show their breed. Decrease the time duration range of taking dogs on long and medium walks. The sim dog will now autonomously exit the go on walk interaction before reaching mode of failure. This is for Get Together. This is dance interaction is now present again on DJ booth objects when a DJ is playing. This is Get to Work. Sims will now buy things which are set for sale on display shelves from retail stores. Alien Sims will no longer repeatedly wipe out their memory of their spouse autonomously. This is for game packs. We have the Home Chef Hustle. Sims with glutton trait will no longer autonomously eat prepped ingredients when other foods are available. This is for werewolves. Werewolves will not use their phone when rampaging. Lunar Express Studio and syrup on my pancakes. I'm just gonna say syrup on my pancakes. I can't. Studious stationary power objects can now be cloned with the eyedropper tool. NPC Sims who are not werewolves will no longer be seen as a werewolf pack members. Please note that this is only applies to new saves. Werewolves can no longer break upgraded objects, which cause Sims to continuously try to repair them. When overmaxing the werewolf's XP bar, when now properly resets and the Sims will receive the expected ability points. My Wedding Stories, the fixed cases when the wedding guests would wear random outfits or work outfits, whatever they had last worn. So this is very similar to the funeral stuff with Life and Death. So now they should wear more appropriate outfits. So Dream Home Decorator, Giant Sims will stop being unhappy even though the decorator does the gig according to their preferences. The Retro Dinette Stretch Booth now counts as dining chairs when performing bar renovation gig during the interior decorator career. This is for Realm of Magic. Players will now receive the right notification stating for their Sims to become higher ranked spellcasters if they want to learn additional spells from practical and mischief stages. Sims can now purchase or win all wand recolors. This is for Parenthood. The play with a motion interaction for child Sims will no longer be grayed out with the tooltip asking to repair or replace piano when it's not broken. This is for Journey to Booty. NPCs will board the X-Wing as needed for quests like a daring rescue resistance mission, including tasks like fly rescue mission and X-Wing. Bro, who even plays this pack, bro? Arresting someone first order will no longer get stuck or fail. This is for Dine Out. So Sims can now check out the restaurant related goals on a date. The Batu Container Booth will now count towards dining spots, and they fixed some drinks that were appearing as water in the restaurant menu. This is for Out the Retreat. Sims prepare the herbal potion and places it in the inventory without any T-pose or animation issues. Now this is all for stuff packs. Nifty Knitting. This is fixing cast unlock display to remove locked thumbnails and knit clothing event through the items that are unlocked. Knit Kids Room stuff pack. So monsters no longer be spotted under the bed when monster spray is used. This is for Vintage Glamour. Butler stays on the lot and remains in their work outfit when you travel with your Sim to another lot. And last, we have spooky stuff. Sims cannot perform a resume interaction on a pumpkin carving station. So yeah guys, this is the big portion of the fixes that are going to be, well, quote unquote fixed. Only time will tell if they actually are going to fix all these things. Again, if you guys have been experiencing any of these issues in your game, please let me know. But this isn't everything, so if you don't see your issue, then it might be in the full patch update. But yeah, if you guys made it to the end of this long ass laundry list, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. This has been your boy Superior Simmer. Hope you guys have a good day and take care.